above Deagle. It has very little damage drop off, but now it hits, again, it's harder than a DMR, and all it does is take mini ammo. So this is going to be an absolute surge farming machine, and if you find one of these on spawn, you're playing in a stacked lobby, it is definitely worth carrying. And also, because they've now removed the damage multiplier of ADSing, it means it's a better gun to carry if you're only going to carry 2 guns. Previously, if you wanted to carry the Monarch pistol and a shotgun, you usually had to carry some kind of other spray weapon because it wasn't reliable enough damage hip fire. Didn't really do much structure damage, and if you hit fire without looking down sights, you didn't get the multiplier, so it was a bit weak. Now, you can hit them in the head for like 130 and then switch to your shotgun if you want to. Or just run it like a shotgun at this point. With this thing with the laser on shoots dead straight and it's hitting for that much damage, this thing is now ridiculous. Alright, I have to talk about what is going on with a whole bunch of pros not being able to attend Global Champ. Now, you've probably heard this a whole bunch, there's VC issues, but what does that actually mean? Why is it happening, and what are the new teams? Because we now have Aegis and Rise, a duo who didn't even qualify for the LAN, now playing at the LAN together, and it's the weirdest situation. We also have huge name pros like Vanya, the EU FNCS champion, not able to attend Global Champs. Now remember, Vanya and Swizzy, on top of being the EU FNCS champs, they were also supposed to be contesting Peterbot. So this has massive ramifications for the tournament. So first up, because it's being hosted in the United States, the laws around getting work visas to be able to go into the United States and compete for this much money are a lot more strict. The Global Championship last year, taking place in Copenhagen, was a lot easier around this because European countries, again, having so many other countries bordering on them, are usually a little bit more lenient and a bit easier to get working visas. So that's why it's being such an issue this year. It's not like the players were lazy, it's like the players were stupid, it's just too hard to get a visa this close. Now, you can obviously say the pros should have been working on their visa a year ago and they should have already had them. If they had any chance of making LAN, they should have organized this. But I don't think that's entirely fair. A lot of other esports don't have this issue when it comes to playing in the United States because when they join a team, it's kind of expected they're going to play at an international event. Usually those teams will organize them a visa. Fortnite doesn't quite work like that because, again, there's no teams. A lot of them aren't signed to orgs. It's not as professional as we all know, but it doesn't really run that way. So I don't think it's fair to blame the players here. It's just a really, really unfortunate situation. Let's talk about how Aegis and Rise are now playing the LAN together because it'll probably make things make a bit more sense for how this is working. If your teammate is not able to compete at Global Championship, they did have a pool of players who were set fills that you could pick from to play with. For example, the first team to do this was Chiefs. Chiefs' duo mate Turtle was not able to attend Global Championship, so Chiefs ended up playing with the Yonzo. It's all NA-based players who are already in the United States or nearby and have legal abilities to work and compete there. There's no dramas of that. So Chiefs picked up Yonzo, but we started to get some weird situations like this where Aegis' teammate who picked him up ended up getting banned. So Aegis was filling in for someone's teammate who wasn't able to attend, but the person he was filling in for got banned, which now left him as the player on that duo, and he has a LAN spot despite not qualifying. And Rise was picked up to play with another team because his teammate wasn't able to attend, and now Aegis has been able to ask Rise to play with him, and now Rise is just playing with him. They're just going to LAN, which is ridiculous. This also means there's now one less Middle East team attending the LAN altogether. And at the same time, as much as this is crazy, if this was going to happen to any players or any team was eligible to go, I'm happy it's Rise and Aegis. If you don't know, they literally missed out on qualifying last season by 1 elimination's worth of points. And it's because Mr. Savage and Mongrel keyed them in the last game while they were trying to have a pop-off performance. I'll also mention Rise and Yonzo were set to win Chapter 5 Seasons 1 FNCS before they started having their internet forced off by hackers. So if any team is going to make it, I'm very happy it's Aegis and Rise, and I'm happy Yonzo is now going as well. I did feel like these players deserve to go, but it's still a really weird situation for it to happen in, and it doesn't entirely make a lot of sense to me. It's better than last year when they didn't have any fills and we had Okus playing as a solo, which was just so brutal. It looks like at least they fixed that issue, but now it's creating a whole bunch of other weird issues. So what does this mean for other teams like Vanya and Swizzy? So Vanya, obviously the FNCS champion, is probably the most notable player who's not able to attend. So Swizzy now needs to pick a duo mate. Rumors were going around it was going to be Tayson. No, you're thinking, Ozzy, you just said they had to be NA-based players. Well, Tayson unfortunately actually turned down his spot as a fill player. Epic offered him the ability to be a fill player, and because he does have his US visa, he was going to be able to attend. He could have been a fill, and he turned it down. Now, Swizzy wants to play with him, and apparently they're in chats with Epic Games to try to get Tayson to take Vanya's spot. So Swizzy and Tayson would be a duo going into LAN. Now, I don't know where this is actually happening. Obviously, a lot all these conversations are happening behind closed doors. But I believe, usually knowing Epic, if you turn down an opportunity like